Hey, good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to Grid Vision. We are here with the Monday Night Cup Series, the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, live from virtual Iowa Speedway. Blue, I want to get the words out correctly today. Race 12 of 15. We are in the championship runnings here, and it's a beautiful day for a race. Is it not, my friends? And, well, who are we up here? It's the usual crew. Joe LaCastro here, Joe up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, and we are bringing to you the finest iRacing action on the service tonight. Sheldon, how are you doing, my friend? And are you ready for Iowa Speedway?
Pretty good. Always love this track. One of the most fun tracks on the iRacing service to drive. Not necessarily this version of the pavement, but this track is very well known for getting multiple grooves built up. Track opened in the early 2000s, actually designed by Rusty Wallace, kind of a love letter to Richmond International Raceway at the time. And I love this place, man. You get down the bottom, you try to save the tires as best you can. You took the paint. This is a bottom feeder's paradise, especially since we got the reconfiguration last year. And it's just so much fun. There's such a rhythm to this place.
Yeah, it's considered the nickname is the fastest short track in the world, I think, and it's going to earn its name tonight. It's got that progressive banking on the side that's going to keep the speeds up. And, let's talk a little bit about the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, what's been going on so far last week with the race. Jonathan Casaber won it all there. And it looks like Justin Lewis had the fastest lap, and then Austin Call was in second, Andrew Pileshi in third, and that set things up for this week where the championships continues. The championship battle continues. You can see there in the yellow are your top 10 fighting it out there. Austin Call currently in the points lead right now with Jonathan Casaber in second, Maxwell Caldwell in third, with Justin Lewis in fourth and Andrew Pileshi in fifth. So a good group of runners up there in the top. 1320 Racing, that team very dominant in these championship standings, as you can see. Only Jonathan Casaber there splitting their order in the current championship standings, but he's doing it from second place. Really an impressive place to be. Now let's talk about who we think is going to win it all here. I admit that I took the easy way out maybe, and I went ahead and I went with Austin Call. He did really, really fast today in practice. How about you, Sheldon?
Oh, man. Looks like we both showed up to the same party wearing the same clothes because I'm about to go with the 18 machine of Austin Call too. I feel like he's been on a bit of a hot streak here, and if I remember correctly in the interview last week, he said that he is certainly ready to get here to this short track this evening.
He did, and he did indeed. And then we had Justin Lewis down there as the winner in the truck. Ones to watch. Let's reveal those. I had Casaber because I think that he's got a good head of steam going from last week. How about you?
How can you not put the 7 machine as your one to watch here? I mean, we've seen how dominant Justin Lewis has been all season this season. I may not have him picked as the overall pick because luck just has not been on the 7 machine side. But I tell you what, you want to watch a guy fly through a bunch of cars tonight, keep an eye on that 7.
You got it, my friend. And then Jacob Prince down there in the truck with Derbyshire. Finally, Derbyshire has Drew Calvert for the underdog. For me, the underdog is Maxwell Caldwell. I think that there's a lot of speed there. But for you, Jacob Prince, tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm about to go with the 9 Napa filters machine tonight. Jacob Prince has been on a bit of a hot streak here as well. And definitely looking forward to seeing what he's capable of here at the world's fastest short track.
Well, there's your grid, folks. 18, 18, 7 across the top for the winners. Let's see who is going to take it all home from Iowa Speedway. Beautiful view right now here from the Grid Vision blimp. As we go around and get ready for these cars, let's go ahead and break down the starting grid for this week's race. Starting things off, pole position, Maxwell Caldwell with Austin Call on the outside. Justin Lewis in third with Andrew Pileshi in fourth on the outside. Cale Peterson in fifth with Trevor Dalton in sixth. John Bradford in seventh with Jonathan Casaber in eighth. Todd Merkel in ninth and Jacob Prince in 10th.
Rolling off the grid tonight from Iowa and 11th is going to be the 12 machine of Bruno Latour with Drew Calvert up top in 12th. 13th is going to be the 33 machine of Thad Teasley with Ronnie Hurst in 14th. Rounding out the 15-car field here tonight, going to be the 77 machine of Josh Yarborough.
Good looking grid for a good looking track. That's what I say. The crowd is ready. We're ready up here in the booth, and everybody's getting lined up right now. The 2x2x2 all the way down before we get things started here at Iowa. Some other interesting facts about Iowa. We were talking a little bit before the race got started. I didn't realize that this is we're driving, Cup Series cars here, but the first time the Cup Series actually ran in Iowa was in 2024. Despite the track being open since 2006, they didn't run here for almost 20 years. The Cup cars. Everybody else did, apparently, according to you guys, but the Cup cars did not. And I think that's wild.
Yeah, NASCAR wanted a date for Iowa a lot earlier than they actually got it. The fans wanted it as well. This track puts on a great show in every series that comes here. The only reason, though, there was a little bit of lobbying between between Speedway Motorsports and International Speedway Corp to kind of lock dates down for a long haul with TV deals. So it took a while for us to get it here, but things, the politics of the sport changing, a lot of new tracks getting added since we exited the whole COVID boom in the 2020s, or early 2020s, and we're getting all kinds of new places. We're going to Gateway as well. We're going here to Iowa. Chicagoland is coming back this year, which is going to be great. And, it feels like we get a new road course just about every 2 weeks at this point. And the return of Rockingham and Wilkesboro. How can I forget Wilkesboro?
I don't know. I could forget Wilkesboro. It's a hell of a track.
If you forget Wilkesboro, Junior Johnson's spirit will show up in your house and hit you with a jack.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
That sounds extreme.
Sounds like Junior Johnson.
Well, I don't want anybody to get hit with anything right now. What I want to do is I want to watch this fantastic race here, and we are about to see things get started as the lights are off on the pace car, but I think we're going to go around just one more time before things get kicked off.
We'll podcast it a little later, but ask me later on once this thing singles out about Junior Johnson and the Jack. That'd be a fun little story there.
I will, yeah, actually.
Caught up on NASCAR lore.
I do. Every little bit counts, and every bit I learn is also a little bit that maybe our audience potentially can pick up too. Folks, if you've got any stories about your time racing around Iowa, or if you visited the track and you just want to rap about it a little bit, go ahead and throw something down in the chat there. We'd love to hear a little bit about the real-world experiences of our viewers and see if you guys have got any stories you want to share as well. Here we go. Back down around toward the front. The pace car is going to be off any second now, and it's going to be Call and Caldwell. Kicking things off here at Iowa Speedway. There they go, looking for the start zone, folks. And we are go, go, go on Grid Vision.
And around the outside, ready for the lead, Austin Call. Hanging on to the top spot, down the back straightaway into 3. The 18 machine trying to build an advantage over the 94 machine of Caldwell. Caldwell now side by side here to 3 and 4 with Paleshi, but across the stripe lead lap 1 is going to be the 18 machine of Call.
Pretty darn good start, I got to say here. This track looks like there's a couple of lanes that you can use, and they're using them all right now. We've got folks too wide. We've folks down to the inside a little bit there. A lot of room to play there on the back side of the track, but we haven't quite seen the top line form up yet. It's still sort of, amorphous in sort of its shape. But on the inside, we've got people playing down there who are doing very, very well right now. You see the 94 of Caldwell is one of them.
I was worried there. Trevor Dalton got up above the patchwork seam in 1 and 2, got up into the bumps a little bit. I was worried that 27 she was going to come around, but able to keep it under him. Gets back up to the rear bumper. The 81 machine of Paleshi here. Down the front straightaway, a little bit better of a charge there for the 27 of Dalton. He is going to swing to the outside here into 1 and 2 to try and get to the quarter panel of his 1320 teammate. And a great run through center, and now up to P2 is going to be the 27 of Dalton.
That's a good point. Right now, the racing is good. It's strong right now, but up at the front, it is really 14 of the guys racing are from 1320 race.
Look at the run Dalton has here.
Ooh, Andrew Paleshi is off into the grass.
He's going to keep it under him here, but up at the front of the pack, the 27 Sheena Dalton with a power move sends it down into 1 and takes the lead away.
Okay, good move from Dalton. At the same time, Andrew Pilecki is cutting grass here. We'll go back in the Wayback Machine in only a couple of seconds, but we'll take a look and watch Trevor Dalton make this move. Here he is down on the inside, grabbing the paint a little bit. He's up on the bumper, and what a move there. Look at that. Look at that speed. Great shot there down on the inside.
And that move right there was set up by this track's progressive banking. This track a little bit flatter at the bottom, a little bit steeper up at the top. Now, they used to be able to go all the way up against the fence, especially through 3 and 4 to make pace here at Iowa. But, they threw down the patchwork to try and get these next-gen cars to not hammer out over the bumps. And it kind of took away that ultra-top lane, but that middle lane, if you can toe the line just well enough, you can make some quick pace up there. But same thing we talk about every week. You go up to the top, you burn those tires off a little bit extra because you put more load in them, and you're seeing the back end of it now. The machine of Calvert now takes the lead away from the 27 of Dalton. Oh, no, doesn't quite. The outside line prevailing. Dalton going to be able to hold on to the lead down into 1 and 2. Calvert staying on the inside here, keeping clean air to the nose of that Ford Mustang. Going to try and make something happen down the back straightaway, but not going to be enough. Dalton's going to take the top spot again.
And he's out there as we are approaching lap 9 right now. Things are just getting heated up here at Iowa right now on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, folks. And right now we've seen, folks, things are kind of getting into the single file. Bit of a pass, though. You just saw back in the field. There is some action still happening, but the single file action has started as well. Folks are starting to find their groove, and the moves are slowing down just a little bit.
And how about Pilecki spin through the grass all the way down to the pit road for the Legends track here, and what didn't lose as much time as I thought he was going to. I figured he'd be nearly a lap down, only 6 seconds back from your race leaders right now, and tagged on to the tail end of the pack right now with Todd Merkel just in front of him.
Yeah, not bad. He's in the bubble, too. He's got the pull from Merkel to stay close to him, and I think that he's going to be able to. So if he wants to start trying to make plays, it's going to be up to him and the car, I guess, to see, how much impact, if anything, he took from the spin down to the inside. But what a recovery there from Andrew Pilecki. Really could have gone a lot of ways, and it did not go the more tragic of them. So good to see that he's out here still racing. That means the entire field is currently still out here on the track as we cross into the double digits of lap counts.
Down to the bottom here in a 1 and 2. Thad Teasley trying to pull moves on Bruno Latour. Latour works the outside line now side by side with the 7 machine of Justin Lewis. Great launch down the backstretch for the 12 into 3. Latour has the advantage, and he's going to move up to the 7th spot here.
Bruno Latour in the EB Games car. Oops, side for side battle for third.
Caldwell up on the outside of the track here, trying to pull up ahead of the 18 machine of Austin Call. It's going to work. And, one of my keys to the race was going to be tonight is that you need to wrap the bottom, and I'm being proven wrong a little bit here, but I'm wondering about the longevity of running that outside line. But you got to go hard in the paint here. You got to get the thing right hooked around on that apron. Just about, the stripe on the low line of the track, really good for keeping the tires alive. But I'm seeing that this top line is a lot more viable this season than it was last year when we came here in A-Open. So track is definitely going through a little bit of changes here with the package updates. And most importantly, though, here at Iowa, this place will blister tires just about as quick as you can put them on. You want to go slow instead. You got to keep the tires alive. This is one of those tracks where the least, less is more. As we got more battles happening on the track. Austin Call about to fall into the clutches here. The 73 machine of Jonathan Casabert. And Casabert putting together another strong run here in the chase.
Here we go. Onboard view with Maxwell Caldwell here. He's pretty far back right now from Drew Calvert, so his challenge for second place isn't really forming up. Right now, Maxwell is looking in his rearview mirror and wondering who the challenge is going to come from behind him, I'm sure. And I've also noticed, he is cutting his engine on every corner. Did you notice that? He's clutching.
Yeah, fuel saving starts early. If you want to be able to make it to the end on these races with the fuel load that they put in these cars, you really got to think strategically. You got to think about saving as much fuel as you can. Even Trevor Dalton up here at the front of the pack right now, he's got the thing clutched in. If he could turn that motor off right now, drop it down to neutral, that he would absolutely be doing it to try and get the most out of it. But, with the next gen car, you don't really have those options. All you can do is just kick the clutch in and hope that's enough.
Well, it's looks like that speed, that saving technique is getting people stacked up a little bit behind Maxwell Caldwell right now. And it looks like Austin Call, his teammate, might be trying to make the pass. I'm not sure, though. Again, these guys are teammates, so there's no reason really at this point for Call to try to make a really aggressive move on Maxwell Caldwell. They're really early in the race. So I could imagine him sitting back there for a little while just to hold off Casabert, even if that was a possibility. And the MC Motorsports cars of Bruno Latour and Jonathan Casabert, who are both stacked up back there, between him and his other teammate of Justin Lewis and Andrew Pilecki, who is working his way up the field now, who is up to 13th.
Yeah, good moves you made early, but you're going to find out how important it is to keep this thing on the low line, because I just got a good feeling that by the time we get to the end of this run, some of these guys that made quick spots early put together a whole lot of pace. They're going to be falling back. But you also got to look, too, at the fact that a lot of these guys are out here saving fuel to try and make it to the end of the stage.
Yeah, they're doing their best here. Saving fuel is a strategy. It's you want to avoid and stretch out the pit stop strategy as much as you possibly can here. But we're not having a stage finish in this race, so you think we're meaning, I think you mean like the fuel window.
Yep. I'm covering too much stuff with the Cup car, man. It's all bleeding together.
I understand, buddy. It's all good. It's all good. But there is a fuel window. There is a fuel window here, and you want to extend it as much as possible. And I think that's what some of these guys are doing here, Maxwell Caldwell specifically.
Somebody give us like a good Xfinity, or I'm sorry, an O'Reilly, or a heck, I'd take a COT or a Gen 4. Come on, let's get something different going on. Everybody's around the Cup car these days. Up in front of the pack road, Trevor Dalton.
I'm telling you.
Still, I think all three Silver Crown owners were absolutely thrilled to hear you say that.
Back up here, though, Trevor Dalton way ahead of the pack right now. Maxwell Caldwell, comfortable second. But behind him, maybe not as comfortable as I mentioned. Caldwell is in second, but he's got a lot of activity that still is stacked up right behind him. And he's just playing blocker at this point for his man, Trevor Dalton, who's also on, his teammate. So as long as they can hold off Bruno Latour, who's the only person who's going to be trying to make big moves, maybe Jonathan Casabert, but Latour is in third right now. If he tries to make a pass on Caldwell, he's got a long way to go still to get up to Dalton.
Bruno's putting together a really good run, though. This is the most competitive we've seen that 12 machine since he joined in the season midway through the year. Looks like those tires starting to fade, though. Here comes that machine of Call down to the bottom here on the front stretch. Now, what's crazy is Call's got the clutch kicked in, too, at the same time while he's making momentum on the 12 machine of Latour. Down to the bottom into 3. Austin Call trying to make the pass while saving fuel at the same time. Up out of 4, slides up the hill a little bit, has to pedal it down the track to avoid getting into the side of the EB Games Toyota Camry. Now back to square one for Austin Call.
Yep. Got to redial that one back in. We'll see how that goes for him. He is going to try to work also on the behalf of the guys ahead of him, I'm sure. Question is, what does that look like? What sort of tact does he take? What sort of tact does he take in the wind here?
And right now, if you're not saving fuel, I don't know what you're doing at this point.
Yeah, especially with other racers doing it and not driving their cars the hardest that they possibly can.
Also, if you look at Latour, new paint scheme this week, we've done away with Power World. Forza Horizon 6 getting the spotlight on the EB Games Toyota Camry. A lot of hype.
That comes out
behind.
pretty soon.
Yeah, coming out relatively soon. A lot of hype behind it, too, for Forza Horizon, making another step forward here. Going to Japan with the new game, which that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm going to pick it up.
See him under fire by the outplayed Ford Mustang of Jonathan Casimir. Casimir keeps changing the paint scheme, man, but come on, bring back the Diet Pepsi car.
Yeah, that's what I'm missing.
All race cars need to be silver. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them.
So far, things have definitely settled into a groove here. I think that these racers are starting to see that there's, only a certain amount of distance left to go before pit stops are going to have to come into play. Position is going to change then. Opportunities are going to change then. We're on the books for 200 laps today, and we're on lap 22 or 32 right now. So still a ways to go in the race. Making your move now, getting into a good position is a good idea, but making big moves right now might not be the move.
And right now, too, all these guys are running conservatively right now, trying to have enough fuel to make it to the end. It's it's difficult to really get racing happening, when everybody's so worried about how much they can keep in the tank. One guy's eating it all up right now up at the front of the pack, though. That 27 machine, Trevor Dalton, he has absolutely walked away in a league of his own in that AutoNation Camry. And this is the first time, too, that Iowa has seen 750 horsepower running around it here with the Cup car.
That's true. 750 horses gunning around the track, tearing it up.
So I just checked on board with Trevor Dalton there through 3 and 4. Wasn't saving anything. They're keeping the car down in 4th gear right now, which is actually going to be a bit more detrimental to the fuel mileage here, but putting together some really good lap times. Across the stripe that time it was 24.612. Second place, Caldwell ran a 24.7. Sorry, Trevor Dalton, second place. As you see, sorry, no, it's still Caldwell. I'm just having a moment here. Casimir trying to make moves to take over second place, all over the back bumper of the 94 Merkel Chevrolet. Now up to the top of the track here through 1 and 2, trying to find the momentum to get the drive off.
And it's hard to find right now, I'll tell you that. Watching him desperately try to find the momentum necessary to get past Caldwell. He's just not quite there. We do have a two-wide situation right there behind Austin Call.
That Teasley takes a swipe at Austin Call there. Falls back in line through 1 and 2. One thing that I'm seeing right now that I do like, though, is we're not seeing as many cars. We go to the mile and a half, so I think if that Teasley were to get to the back bumper at, say Las Vegas or something like he just did there through 3 and 4, that 33 would be sliding all the way up into the fence. He'd get so tight off the dirty air in front of him. Right here, it looks like it's a little bit easier here with the 750 package. You can kind of force the car to be a little bit on the free end when you get behind somebody. As we see Casimir hounding the back of the 94 machine of Caldwell. Down to the bottom here on the front straightaway of the 94 machine of Caldwell. Side by side now down into 1 and 2. Not going to be an easy pass here for Casimir. Caldwell's going to go for the outside line, charge it deep into the corner to try and pull a little bit of distance. Caldwell retains second place down the backstretch. Now Casimir's really got to try and build that momentum back up. Got to take a peek. Lost a little bit of time there. And you just got to avoid getting too in your head here. You got to make sure that you make the right call. Don't burn the tires off. And kind of just let it cool here for a couple laps to try to take another stab at it.
Yep, I think that you read the situation perfectly, my friend. Let it cool for a little while, take a stab at it again in a little bit. But right now, it's about finding a place for yourself and just settling in and maintaining, rather than getting aggressive, putting yourself out there and risking it all in the name of trying to make a single, what is going to amount to a single place.
Gotta say, though, Casimir has been so impressive this season, putting together good runs week in and week out. 73 has definitely been one to keep your eyes on since we threw the green flag at Daytona a couple months ago. Call right now hanging on to P4, holding off the 33 machine of Thad Teasley. And Teasley, much needed good run here for the Budweiser Chevrolet, putting together a good one, just hanging on in that top 5 bracket. Be right on board with the King of Beers down the backstretch.
All right.
Got the Clydesdales out this week.
Hey, when you say Budweiser, you said it all, my friend.
Based on what I'm seeing on the doors here, it looks like he's got at least 8 extra horsepower over the rest of the field.
Accurate. Oh, I love a good Budweiser car. I'm from St. Louis myself, so gotta love my Budweiser beer.
Oh, you know what? Make it 16 horsepower because the Clydesdale is on average about the estimate of 2 horsepower. So
that's impressive.
Good catch there, producer.
Are you saying those Clydesdales are fat? Is that what you're saying? How rude.
He's saying they're beefy. They ain't fat.
They are pretty beefy horses too. They're scary. They're scary boys. Back out here in the race. Ooh, there's some Clydesdales right now, right? Some real life Guernsey Clydesdales.
Gonna have to get Joe that little thing that you get kids, or you pull the lever and it spins and it tells you what animal it is and then makes the noise.
The cow says moo.
No, it says oink. Get it right.
I would delight in one of those, and you know I would.
Oh, you'd be fascinated with it. You'd be on that thing like we were, like most kids were with Rubik's cubes.
Yes, hours.
Oh, to the outside. Here comes Casper making a move for second now. He knew he couldn't get down the bottom. Now tries the top line. Down into 3. Casper able to hang on to the quarter. If he can hang on to the quarter pound, that 94 machine, I think he's going to have it. And the 94 is going to fall off here. Let the 73 of Casper take it. Now, Casper up to P2, trying to defend, going for the crossovers Caldwell, but not going to be enough on the bottom of the track for him. He's going to fall back in line and retain 3rd.
That's a tough one for Caldwell right there. That's really devastating. And you can see here he still wants that spot back. Like he's putting the car just enough down to the inside to say, see, that's not going to stand. I'm going to get out of this air, and I'm going to have to pass you eventually. I'm going to do it on the inside. And he really wants that spot. Ooh, very close right there. Almost contact between the two of them. He really wants that spot back, I think.
It's going to be hard for him to get it done, though. Casper looking like he's significantly better here at this point in the run. Oh, he almost loses it out of turn 4. I'm going to stop giving him his flowers right now. I thought he was going to be done there, but a great save. Retained 2nd spot. We'll have to be a little more careful, though. He got that clean air. This is the first time he's been in clean air since we dropped the green flag. And, sometimes that balance shift, not having somebody in front of you, just taking the downforce off the nose, can really throw you for a loop.
Oh, man. Yeah, that looks like it could.
You look at the replay here. This is actually an incident with the 12 machine of Bruno Latour. Just through turn 2 here. Is he going to swing up into the fence, maybe? Everything looks good there.
Well, yeah, I didn't really see a lot of contact with Bruno Latour there in the replay, but glitches in the Matrix are known to happen.
You are a glitch in the Matrix, Joe.
Well, you know what? Didn't seem to be a lot of contact there, but glitches in the Matrix are known to happen.
Oh, no.
What?
Crazy.
Something
was
happened?
crazy once.
Back to it. Looking here at Dalton. Dalton is the man alone right now. He's just got this on lock. When is he going to have to pit, though? We're on lap 53, or we're on lap 53 right now. When is Dalton going to have to bring it down?
Oh, I'm not exactly sure what the fuel estimate is going to be here. As we've got a little bit of contact here, down to 3. Austin Call gets moved out of the way by his teammate. Caldwell shoots him up the track. Now here comes Stan Teasley to the bottom.
Whoa.
And 3 wide. Caldwell backs out of it. Probably felt bad about the contact there with Austin. lets these two go at it, but Austin Call misses turn 1 up into the gray. No traction up there, and he's going to lose a little bit of time, but Caldwell going to keep him safe here. But Thad Teasley now muscles his way up to third.
And that's going to be the third team in the top 3 now. 1320 has lost their grip on the podium. And now it's MC Motorsports, Whitehead Racing, and 1320 all sharing it together. But right behind them, there's 3 more 1320 guys all sitting in 4th, 5th, and 6th. So there could be a little bit more support for the guys racing up in front. I think what they're going to try to do, though, is filter out Casabear and Teasley as soon as they can, if they can make these passes.
Well, you got 2 separate strategies going on right now. You got these 3 cars, top 3, Trevor Dalton, Jonathan Casabear, and Thad Teasley. They're all just going right now. Sending the car into the corner, making it stick, driving it back off. Yeah. But if you look there at the 4th place car of Austin Carr, Justin Lewis, Maxwell Caldwell, those 3 right there, they've got the clutch kicked in. They're trying to cut 1 pit stop out of the equation here. Because if they can save as much as they're trying to save here on these 2 runs, you know, they can just park it right down the middle, cut 1 pit sequence out of it and save a whole bunch of time. It's just a matter, though, of how much time you're giving up while you do this, as opposed to the amount of time it would take for the extra pit stop.
I wonder if
7 machine Justin Lewis down to the bottom here, going to get the spot on Austin Call, moving himself up to P4. Drew Calvert, first car down pit road, now leaving through turn 2.
Oh, okay. Calvert a little ways down the field, but one of the first ones there.
Remember, Calvert had a spot, you know, where he looked like he was going to take the lead earlier in this race. Drove all the way up to 2nd, but the tires did not stay alive with him for too long. Fell back pretty quick. Another car down pit road. Race leader Trevor Dalton, the 27. First of your top 10 runner or top 5 runners to come down. It's going to bring the 81 machine to Drew Palesci. Remember, Palesci fell all the way to the back of the pack, was able to drive himself up a couple spots, though. At the front of the pack, though, Casabear going to get out here and get his 5 points for leading the lap. How long is 73 going to stay on track?
Let's find out.
I like what I see out of Casabear right now, too. Look at his inputs. Nice, steady on the wheel. You know, not too many big, jerky motions. Has the car straightened up by the time he gets to corner exit. So I keep tires alive here. For a bit more of an arc than I typically go for, but, you know, as I've always said, I'm a professional bottom feeder. You start putting those other lanes in, and that's where it starts to get a little squirrely.
Professional bottom feeder is a hell of a title, my man.
Yeah, you can call me Sheldon Plankton.
Sheldon Plankton. Sheldon Flounder.
I am talking to you through Karen right now, actually. Not to be confused with our producer's lovely screaming cat in the background. Be sure to get your cat spayed and neuters, friends at home.
Hit him with the Bob Barker real quick.
Otherwise, they'll scream at you while you're broadcasting.
Well, folks, let's take a quick minute as we're going around here, and I want to just give it, as we've been enjoying
more cars on pit road. Hang on, the 18 machine of Austin Call. Remember, he was saving fuel as long as he could on that run.
Oh yeah.
He coming in just what 5 laps removed from race leader,
something like that.
Race leader. Casabear able to stay out longer though, so I'm kind of wondering what the call was with the strategy. Not pun intended. Here comes 73 machine of Casabear, your race leader, coming down for 4 tires and Sunoco race fuel. Bradford as well, the 00. He was running, I believe, 2nd. Justin Lewis and Caldwell now scored 1st and 2nd at the moment. The sequence still hasn't cycled out.
Not quite.
On board with Justin Lewis here down to 1. You see him still clutching. Trying to get a few
Yes,
more
sir.
laps out of it before he has to come down to pit.
There it was. You can hear it in the engine, or the lack thereof when you get to the corners. Beautiful moves here, folks. As the pit stops are just about finished here, we are going to take a quick little commercial break, and when we come back, we will have more from the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series live from Iowa Speedway. So please stay tuned.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. We're live. It's Iowa Speedway, and we have lap 76 out of 200 right now in front of your eyes. We have a lot more to go. If you've been here since the beginning, it's been great to have you. If you're just now tuning in, it's great to have you. And you know what? Let's all ride it out to the end here. We're going to have a good race ahead. We got Joe LaCastro up in the booth. That's me, Sheldon Atkins, Austin Derbyshire, the Grid Vision boys. And, well, we are putting on, we are not putting it on, the J&M Group Monday Night Cup. J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series is who's putting it on, but we are just bringing you the action here. And so far, the action has been pretty good. We've been having green flag racing most of the way here. It's 76 laps in, 77 laps in, And, well, a lot of passing still been going on as Trevor Dalton still leads things here at Iowa.
Yep, and in the words of my my co-commentator here tonight, Joe LaCastro,
I've been known to say it. I've,
a time or two. Yeah, Trevor Dalton,
it needs to
you
be
know,
said.
these guys put on a good race, but Trevor Dalton is absolutely putting on a clinic, up to an 8.5 second lead now over Jonathan Casaber. That 27 machine just has no quit here tonight. Absolutely flying around the speedway as he's putting fan favorite Ronnie Hurst a lap down right now in the 22 machine. See Casaber getting past the 77 machine of Yarborough. Yarborough already a lap down.
Yeah, he's been in this move where he's just been able to lap cars very, very well so far. And let's see if he's able to keep up that particular action. We did, unfortunately, it looks like Bruno Latour is out of the race for the rest of the night. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but he's out for the rest of the night. So we are one car down. We're down to a 14-car field here.
Right now there's like only one car out here tonight. Everybody else just kind of rolling around in pedal cars because that 27 machine of Dalton is just setting a blistering pace. But Casaber is starting to close a little bit. It was 8.5 seconds now, sitting there teetering around this 8-second mark. The 73 machine starting to put a little bit of time in. As you see, Dalton starting to get up to the back bumper of the 81 machine of Paleshi here, diving down to the bottom end of 3 to put the 81 machine a lap down. Drew Paleshi losing a lap, by the way, not something you see often. So not the night that the 81 Chevrolet was looking for. But Trevor Dalton has brought elite pace here this evening.
Elite pace. That's a good way to put it. Elite pace, truly professional pacing here. What do they call it in the service? An alien? Like when you're just driving, this is just completely out of this world, and no one can catch you.
It's basically what you got going on right now with Trevor Dalton. This is the kind of race where if you're in the wrong league, surrounded by the wrong people, they'll start pointing you in under the table, saying that you got grip hacks or something. But this is just pure talent right here. You're seeing out of the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton. And one of the things that's been the key to the success that he's had so far this race is just he's not been afraid to move lines. Started out working the bottom, went up to the top. He's been all the way up just about into the gray every lap, running something a little bit different on each end of the track, which means he's just getting everything that this car is going to give him. Every last bit of grip this Camry's got beneath it, he's maximizing on it, and it's working out here as we run on board into 3.
And riding on board into 3, we are. Let's see here, coming back around. Beautiful view here on Trevor Dalton as he is chasing down more cars to lap. Right now, it's Cale Peterson, right?
Yep, Cale Peterson. Another 8th place runner right now, and Cale Peterson going to lap down on a short track is something that we don't really think about happening much. Cale Peterson, though, right now in a fuel-safe strategy on his own accord. Sending it down to turn 1 there. Clutch kicked in on the Red Bull Camry. A new paint scheme this week for Cale Peterson, too, with Fastenal stickers stuck on the hood this go-around.
There we go.
We're seeing about 3 or 4 different paint schemes here this year for Cale Peterson. This guy is definitely happy to sit in the paint booth for a couple hours.
That's beautiful. The colors on that Robin's Egg blue on top, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's a good look car he brought this week.
All right, and let's take we're now going to step away, but I do want to talk about the J&M Group a little bit here. specifically J&M Group Industrial Services, the sponsors of this series. J&M Group Industrial Services, they're Michigan's premier CNC machine tool service provider. They offer routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, geometry calibration, machine relocation, and more. With over 80 years of hands-on experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and quick turnaround times, J&M Group Industrial Services is the best in the biz. So be sure to check out www.jmgrp.net. That's www.jmgrp.net.
The race has definitely hit that low period. Say, you want to learn about Junior Johnson as Jack, Joe?
I do. Let's hear it.
All right, so start out with a little bit lower on who Junior Johnson is. Now, Junior Johnson was one of the first era of NASCAR drivers. May or may not have been a moonshiner back in his youth, all the way through, till the day that he took his last breath. But statute of limitations, am I right? But Junior was about as hard-nosed and he was a woods boy, best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean there. Is about as southern as it gets.
Yeah.
Very standoffish, ready to fight any given moment, and would love to argue about anything. But there was one season when he had Cale Yarborough driving for him, because Junior Johnson, when he retired from driving, put together a Cup Series team, won a lot of races, a lot of championships, and always kind of drew the ire of NASCAR officials. Well, officials would like to get into the middle of the pit stop and try and, correct how teams are supposed to be doing things during the stop. So what Junior Johnson's solution to that was to just come out there, service the car, and he also kind of invented a technique for the pit stops as well, the jack swing that we see today. Every team does. It just speeds, a couple tenths of a second here and there on the pit stop on the transfer over. But it also had the added effect of getting the officials out of the way, because Junior wasn't necessarily trying to speed it up. He was just trying to get the officials to get off his car during the pit stops. So the best way to do that was knock their shins out from under him with a heavy jack.
Yeah, swinging around.
So, that's the old Junior Johnson jack swing that we still see today on pit road. But
That
the
is
officials
wild.
have gotten a lot smarter. They don't stand out there in front of the cars anymore like they used to.
The jack swing. That is wild. Oh, NASCAR. You're always doing something weird. I love it.
No, Junior Johnson was about as much a pioneer as you could get. Probably good 25% of the NASCAR rule book is due to his experimentation throughout the years.
Beautiful.
As we see, Drew
That's
Palesci
perfect.
up to the back bumper here of Caldwell. Palesci on a different lap right now from these guys, sitting in 12th. Caldwell, currently your 4th place runner. Cale Peterson, by the way, still has not been lapped by your race leader, Trevor Dalton.
Nope, not yet lapped, but it could happen. I mean, Dalton has been putting in time making these laps happen. His speed here is incredible tonight.
Absolutely. You say not yet lapped, with him basically hanging off the nose of Trevor Dalton like a carrot on a stick. And all I can think about right now is the old Monty Python, I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet. In fact, I think I'm feeling better. I feel happy.
As you look at this 90-year-old man that's, probably going to be dead pretty soon anyway. Right now, Cale Peterson will get past the 86 machine, Drew Calvert. Calvert going to try and muscle it up here on the outside line. Not going to be enough, though. The 86 machine going to fall into the clutches. Here comes the 20. Cale Peterson going to move ahead, take over the 7th spot, and all this right in front of your race leader, Trevor Dalton. But down to the bottom, a crossover. Here comes Calvert down to the bottom of the track, trying to take the spot back over. But the momentum's not going to be strong enough. A little bit of a wiggle out of the 86 as the air gets pulled off the spoiler from Dalton, and that's going to move Cale Peterson up one position.
Wow, that was a good little do-si-do there. Especially for Mr. Peterson.
Pearson playing it smart. Calvert gonna roll over, let Trevor Dalton put him a lap down here, gives him the top line here through 1 and 2. Follows it down here out of turn 2, lets the 27 machine go, does not want to hold up the leader here.
Nope, not at all. Let him go.
Race lead now, 6.3 seconds separating Casabear from Dalton. I feel like if we get a caution, we get a restart, or Trevor Dalton makes a mistake, that 73 machine, I think he might just be a little bit better on him here on this end of the run. He's been closing that lead, and honestly looks like the only person that might have something to contend with Trevor Dalton, but Trevor Dalton got such a massive gap at the front of the run, or at the front of the race, where everybody was trying to save fuel, that he's going to be pretty much impossible to reel in here.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be able to, if anyone at this point, unless we get a massive reset of the field with a good yellow. Trevor Dalton is out and about and not going to be caught.
Laps
you look
on
here,
the boards, just a little bit past halfway here. Everybody kind of single filed out. Lots of separation throughout the field.
yeah, that single file drive never really solidified into anyone working together, obviously. So it's just a bunch of isolated little groups of 1 and 2 cars.
There's not really much you can do to work together here at Iowa. You just straightaway's not long enough to build any draft. You kind of just get behind somebody, and it really just worsens it for both of you. The car in front of you gets aero loose, you get aero tight. You both burn through your tires. It's all about just getting the track position and trying to run with it here.
Coming out around, we see that's the 73 of Casabear. He's out in second right now, still a pretty good ways back from the leader now, 6.5 seconds down from Dalton. It's a mountain that is going to be really, really hard to climb without any issues with the car coming into play.
A bit of a wiggle there from the 00 machine of Bradford. Car pointing in the right direction, though.
Good save. And this is kind of track that's got to become a muscle memory thing as you're racing it. You kind of zone out a little bit, and you hear and feel how soon you're going to be turning, like clockwork, just about.
There are no better places than here in Richmond to kind of just lock in, quiet down, and fall into a rhythm. Now these places, especially when you can get that white stripe hooked here and just roll it all the way through the corner, through center and through exit. You know, you'd figure out how to make that work at this place. And not only are you going to be fast, it also becomes kind of like a meditational trip when you come to these places. Because you get so focused on it. It's the only thing that you can think of. Then, eventually you just kind of zone out and you just do it, off, as you said, muscle memory. Then a caution comes out and completely ruins everything, and you're completely out of your rhythm as we see the 86 machine of Calvert coming down here for 4 tires and fuel again.
So Calvert's coming down. Who else is coming down right now?
This is going to be interesting. This is where these guys that saved on that first run and this run here might be in a better position than your race leader, Trevor Dalton. So these guys first came down pit road somewhere around, it was lap 60, if I believe, correct?
I think so. Who are we looking at here? Yeah. About 58.
One car up into the fence here. Oh no,
lap
Casimir's going to miss
Ooh.
it hard into the barrels on pit road for the 73.
Oh, that's ugly. That's not good at all. Outplayed indeed. Outplayed by himself is what it sounds like.
And heavy right front damage to the 73 Ford Mustang. Casimir, perfect night gone awry. One mistake, and that's all it takes here. That pit entry, it can be so fickle here. Let's see what happens here as we get a look from the grid vision blimp. Down to turn 3, it gets down. Car does not like the transition. Tries to slow it down a little too hot in and just right up into the barrels. And unfortunately, under green, he's not going to have time to service the damage. So he's got what he's got from here on out. The problem is that right front being folded like that, there's going to be a massive loss of downforce for that 74 machine. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he possibly bent a toe link a little bit.
Back to live here.
That right there is the hardest contact point you can hit on any track, too, here on iRacing. That or the tire barriers. Just the way the collisions work, you get so much damage making contact with either or.
Got some folks calling out that they're not pitting.
The 9 of
this time around.
The 9, Jacob Prince just said he's pitting. 9 pitting.
Oh, they said not pitting. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
The radio was a little bit quiet on my end. I'll boost that a little bit.
You just got taters in your ear, Joe. It's all good. It's part
There's
of
a
getting
few.
old.
That's what happens when you get old. It's true.
Gramps up here in the booth tonight. We get a huge kickback from the state though for having a senior citizen up here in the booth with us. Isn't that right?
That's right. That's right. You're talking about me, aren't you?
No, I'm talking about Karen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the AARP actually sponsors us.
Good point. Our producer said, "Don't get me started for the subsidies that we get for having me in the booth as well." You know what? You're not wrong.
That's true.
You see the 27 machine race leader Trevor Dalton coming down pit road. Trying to get some of that subsidized iRacing fuel put in the 27. Oh, and he misses the box. A mistake there for Dalton, but I mean, honestly, he's got such a massive lead. It really doesn't mean a whole lot, especially with the second place runner of Gasper getting so much right front damage. I mean, make much of a difference, but across the line here, winner a couple weeks ago, 33 machine, Thad Teasley, going to score a lap lead here from Iowa.
Hey, not bad. That's one to grab while Dalton's not around to grab it back. But it's neat that someone who wasn't 1320 actually was leading the race after Dalton took his little break.
It'll be interesting to see how long Thad Teasley is able to stay out here. And what's also going to be interesting is who's going to be good on fuel to the end of this thing. As you see Dalton unlap himself.
Not bad, not bad. Unlapping himself.
And look at the difference in time here, especially with the mistake on pit road. Dalton. Hang on, nope, my eyes are just terrible and I misread everything. Sorry about that, guys. We're having a technical difficulty here, and it is me that's the difficulty.
It's okay, brother. You do what you got to do.
Dalton closing up to the back bumper of Casper, up around the top of the track here through 1 and 2. It's just about for who's going to end up having the lead. Going to be an easy pass here for Dalton, though, with the wounded 73 machine of Casper down the bottom.
Ripping the top line right now.
Right now, if you're Casper, you're just praying that somebody loops it because you want to come down pit road and fix the damage.
Yeah.
This is going to be a miserable run here for him.
Yeah, you want that yellow. You want it to come out, but you with the current field size, even though we're on the fastest short track in the world, with the current field size, you're begging for something that's very likely not going to happen anytime soon, at least.
Because right now, these guys are just locked in. Everybody's just operating off of muscle memory. Nobody's really close enough to even make anything big like that happen. And, you know, at this track, the way it works, I mean, you've got a couple options of lanes to choose from. So, you know, it's not going to come down to a fight into the bottom on the corners.
Not quite.
That Teasley over the radio says he's going to bring the 33 machine down for 4 tires and fuel. And what will likely be the final stop of the night for him. Forward with the Budweiser Chevrolet. Good, clean entry into pit road. Doesn't clip the barrels.
Yep.
No speeding.
Stays clear of those. And no speeding either. Yeah, very good pit lane entry. Pretty much textbook as he goes ahead and gets his foreign fuel.
Lead falls into the hands of the 94 machine of Caldwell. Looks like he's going to opt to stay out here for another lap. The 20 machine of Cale Peterson, not the same story though, sitting in third, says he's coming down for his stop. Oh, and Peterson. That's a great save. That could have gone a lot worse.
Whoa. Yeah, what I mean, it was a save. It was about all he could do was what he just did there. That was a very desperate move, but it paid off just about as much as it was risky, which is a lot.
Brown board just clips the apron the wrong way, back in, unloads, sends him up the hill, and just barely able to get the car woed up and back down pit road at the right angle. Zach, I thought that car was going to spin right back up the track and hit the wall. Great car control from Cale Peterson. Big Caldwell up at the front of the pack right now. Remember, Caldwell, one of those ones that was really aggressive on the fuel-saving strategy early. So we're going to see exactly how many laps that was worth for the 94 Chevrolet. As he's got himself, though, 4-second lead over Justin Lewis in second place. Austin Call hanging on 5 seconds back in third. Remember, those three have been saving since the green flag dropped to start this thing off. And Trevor Dalton already back up to fourth place, 11 seconds back from P1. As he gets down to the inside of the 00 machine of Bradford to put him a lap down to him. Good clean pass, shuts the door through 1 and 2.
Look at this group here now. Group of 4 cars in line, tucked in behind Trevor Dalton.
And across the radio, the 18. Austin Call signals he's going to bring the Aflac Toyota Camry down pit road.
And due to how the fuel is stacking up right now, Maxwell Caldwell might be sitting in the golden seat for victory in this race tonight.
Yeah, he very well could be, because I don't think Trevor Dalton's going to have enough to make it to the end.
No, he definitely does not. Says the voice from the heavens. And I'm tempted to agree.
I don't know if I'd call Canada heaven. Not necessarily. I wouldn't call America heaven either, but.
Okay, like Canada? Ugh.
You know, you could have a point for Sweden.
Okay.
You'd have an argument there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Potentially. But eyes on what's in front of us right now. Caldwell still with the race lead, getting ready to put the 73 machine of Casabert a lap down. A rough turn of events here for Casabert. Was running matched lap times with Trevor Dalton when they were running 1-2 earlier, and you're seeing the effects of the damage now in that 73. All the pace he had gone like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hit him hard. He's lost pace. He's fallen back. He's in the back of the pack, and he's falling back even further, it looks like.
I'm wondering about, too, with the amount of damage to the right front of that car. If he maybe has a toe link bent, you know, Casber's in a position where he could possibly rupture a tire. You see him bring it down now on pit road. Let's see if we can get a look at the right side. Right tire looks like it's straight, so just aero damage is what's hampering the 73 machine right now.
And that can go a long way.
It doesn't even look like much is the crazy part. But you can
Yeah,
definitely tell that
aero
is.
damage.
You can definitely tell that it's flipped the switch on how much pace he has had here tonight.
It has. I just wish that the damage was more visible to us as spectators. Like, it's been so hard to see.
Well, it could very well be that he didn't get any visual damage, but could have, you know, maybe just ever so slightly set off the toe link a little bit. You know, the wheel looked straight, didn't look too drastic, but, you know, I mean, it comes down to, you know, thousandths of an inch when it comes to whether a car is going to be good or whether a car is going to be plowing, especially with toe angles on the right front. That's a very important part of the car's front end geometry, and as soon as you throw that ever so slightly out of whack, it's just gone until you can get it fixed. Look at the 94 machine of Caldwell still up at the front. I'm amazed at how much fuel he has in the bank here.
Yeah. Well, he was saving early on. Remember that. He was aggressively saving.
Yeah, I mean, just remember, these guys started pitting about 30 laps ago.
And we're on lap 141 of 200.
And he is still clutching, by the way.
All right, folks. We are on lap 142 of 200, which means we have got just one more.
It's coming in.
Oop.
Caldwell just came on the radio, so he's pitting this time. The 94 machine coming down for that final pit stop here from Iowa.
Yeah, let's get a load of this first here.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Oh, and that's a hard hit to the barrels. The nose completely folded on the 94 of Caldwell just when it looked like it was going to be his race. We were talking about that little bit of damage. We were talking about that little bit of damage on Casper, how detrimental that was going to be for him. Well,
yeah.
That 94 machine, that's not going to be worth anything anymore.
Oh,
that is
the street value on that.
That is race-ending damage there, just about.
Oh my goodness, that's massive damage to the nose. Popped. Now we can go ahead and use a dent magic on that, get that taken care of immediately. But wow,
add insult to injury too. Missed his box getting in for that final stop.
Yep. And Dalton is lapping the field. Beautiful.
Remember, I think Dalton still has to come down and put a splash in it. This race is not over yet. Not by a long shot. Because no matter what, Dalton's going to lose a lap on pit road. But race definitely cycling out in his hands. The car in second place is immediately in front of your race leader right now. Thad Teasley, the next car to go a lap down here in the 33. That is P2.
All right, folks, we're going to be right back with one more word from our sponsors. And when we're back, we'll just bring you to the end of this race here from virtual Iowa Speedway. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back on Grid Vision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Monday Night Cup Series, the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series live on Grid Vision. We are here at Iowa Speedway, lap 155 of 200. It's me, Joe LaCastro, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire. And, well, we've only got a little bit left to go here before the end of another championship race. And Trevor Dalton out in front is showing him how it's done.
Yeah, Trevor Dalton just had elite pace here all night from Iowa. Just has to get this thing around here. He's going to have one more pit stop, though, he's going to make. That's the concerning part for me for Dalton. We've seen people make big mistakes on pit road all night here tonight. One guy that, you know, hasn't been taken out by the roulette wheel that is pit road has been the 27 machine of Dalton. Is he going to be able to keep it up, or is he going to make a mistake when it matters the most? But also, at the same time, that's going to be a lot of time lost had to make that extra pit stop.
Man,
You
that
see the
extra
73
pit
machine of
stop.
Casper move past to pick up one of his laps that he'd lost to the 27 machine of Dalton. I will say one thing, man. There's not been a soul here tonight that's even put the pressure to the 27 machine of Dalton. He has been gone pretty much since we dropped the green flag 158 laps ago. I don't think I've seen this dominant of a performance on a short track outside of a NIS race that, you know, has Sean Conklin in it in a while.
That's true. Yeah, good name to drop there. This has been a very, very Conklin-like driving style here. Get out ahead early, stay out ahead, and then when you lose the lead because of the cycling of pit stops, get it back. Ooh, loss of traction there for Trevor Dalton though. For a second, he might be fighting his tires at this point.
I think what he's trying to do is he knows that he's going to have to make another pit stop, just trying to get as much out of this car as he can before it's time to come down. It's the easiest way to make sure that you're still in it is to, make sure that you've gotten the most out of the lap times as possible.
I think he's done a pretty good job, and the lap times are looking good right now.
Well, I'd say
Fastest
so.
lap time.
Teasley's the only one on the lead lap.
I believe so. Is that right? Yep, Thad Teasley, the only one on the lead lap. Everybody else a lap down.
Just
At
Lewis
least.
back in third place, a lap down. You don't ever say that. Awesome call. Lap down as well.
That's wild. That's wild. Now, the fastest lap of the race actually goes to fourth place is Austin Call. He's got a 22.449 right now, and that's going to be a really tough one to beat. But in terms of driving the car a little bit harder and getting the most out of it, Thad Teasley, well, he's been doing about a 24.4, but he hasn't quite beat. Oh, he did a 24.32. Did he beat the fastest lap? He might have just done it. Oh, no, the 22 was the fastest lap. I was off by 2 seconds.
I was about to say.
My math ain't mathing.
If he ran the fastest lap of the race on this set of tires, I think he's going to go into the hauler and explain a few things after the race is over.
That is some Junior Johnson type stuff right there. Very true. How did you make those tires work, Junior?
That's like Smokey Unic territory right there, or even a step beyond Junior.
Those are good names to drop. You're gonna have to give me some of them in explanation.
All right, so you remember the black and gold Chevelle from Talladega Nights, correct?
I do.
So that car was based heavily off of Smokey Unic's car that he used to field back in Max Caldwell. That was a close call there with the 9 Machine of Crosby. But that car is meant to be an homage to Smokey Unic's black and gold 13 that he used to field at the Cup Series back in the day. Now Smokey Unic, another one of those I'd say abrasive personalities in the sport, kind of like Junior Johnson. Smokey Unic would be the guy that would go and look at the rule book and read through it about 20 or 30 times, and then find all the things that weren't listed in the rule book that would definitely be illegal through common sense, and come to the track with all those things on his car, go out and dominate. When it would go through tech inspection, the officials would be sitting there, mad about everything that Smokey done with the car, and he'd look at it and be like, well, there ain't no rule for it. Look at the book. Of course, next week they'd show up, new rule book, with all those things at it. But, one year decided he wanted to bring a 3/4 scale car to a track, shrunk it down incrementally in every body panel, every fascia, every bit of the car was kind of shrunk down a little bit, and almost got the thing through tech, where NASCAR realized when they looked at a car that was parked directly next to it. Then another fun one was they took the fuel cell off of the car, and they found something illegal on the car outside of the fuel cell, and they told Smokey that he needed to get the car out. It wasn't going to pass tech, so he fires the car up and drives off with no fuel cell because he had about an extra 200-300 feet worth of fuel hose in the car that was all loaded up with gas. So, if there's a rule that could have been bent, Smokey Unic was the one to bend it, and the reason why probably another third of the rule book exists today.
No shit. No stuff. I mean, sorry.
Good work, Joe.
Let one slip there. I'm sorry. That was just, it was one of those moments where hearing that story just made me incredulous.
Yep. There's a lot more of Smokey Unic. There's a whole book and everything about Smokey's, I believe it was The Best Damn Garage was the name of it. But,
hey, guys, I gotta look up some of this stuff. That's great.
Absolute character.
Absolute character. Smokey Unic. Good to know.
Getting a good history lesson in cheating, which they
I
still
am.
do to this day, just they're a lot better at hiding it.
I am, my friend, as we take a quick look here on the sidebar at where we are going on Monday, April 27th here. 7 days from now, we're going to go around Las Vegas Motor Speedway, baby. Sin City Motor Speedway. 125 laps, looking good.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. Las Vegas, such a great track. Very exciting, and I feel like for some of these guys that aren't really having much fun at the short track here tonight, definitely going to be a breath of fresh air for them, especially in this championship hunt. 174 laps on the board, coming 175. Trevor Dalton still with the lead. How long does he have left in this tank, though? We know that he's been on alternate strategy. He's been on the loud pedal since the green flag came out 174 laps ago, getting ready to get past here by the 7 Machine of Justin Lewis. Lewis trying to get a lap back. That Teasley still hanging on 22 seconds back from your race leader, so just a couple of seconds ahead of your race leader.
Being a few seconds ahead of the race leader is an interesting spot to be, considering who's the race leader right now.
Absolutely.
Dalton.
And what a dominant drive it has been here for the 27 Machine of Trevor Dalton.
Just killing it around the track tonight. Just doing crazy work.
Comes Justin Lewis up to the back bumper of Trevor Dalton. Dalton goes up the hill here through 3 and 4. 7 Machine coming to life here on a fresher set of tires. Remember, the 7's already been down pit road, gotten his 4 tires and fuel. I'm going to hang it out here on the outside, but Lewis not able to pass.
Not
Oh,
quite.
big wiggle for Dalton right in front of Lewis. Here comes Lewis down to the bottom of the track here on the front stretch, down into one. Dalton hangs it up there on the outside lane, though, trying to find the momentum. Goes over the line, overshoots the corner, loses a bunch of time, and here comes Lewis.
Lewis, the 7, flying around.
I'll tell you what, if Dalton ain't able to make it to the end on the fuel, that right there, got a good feeling that 7 machine is going to be your winner, because I don't think Thad Teasley is going to have enough to make it either. Not sure what lap everybody pit on here right off the top of my head. Thad Teasley, his last stop. It's 50 laps ago, so you got Thad Teasley going to probably come down as well. And here comes Trevor Dalton, race leader on pit road, last stop. Good, clean entry for the 27 Auto Nation Collision Center Camry. It's going to work out for him here.
It should just, with 20 laps to go here out of 200.
If I'm Dalton. Expecting Thad to be able to stay out for another 9 laps. Trevor Dalton in pit road. I don't see the jack going up. It's just a gas and go for the 27 machine. Interesting call. I don't know if those tires are going to be able to stay alive and hold on to this race lead. Does not maintain the race lead either. He falls back to 5th. I would have at least taken 2 there if I was Dalton. Now he's going to merge back in with traffic. A lot of dirty air around him, but the race is going to end up falling into the hands here of Justin Lewis once Teasley comes in.
That's right. It is going to circle around here. Teasley's going to have to come in, which means Lewis is going to be out there. And will this end up falling right into his lap?
Machine of Prince comes over the radio. He's going to come in here for his final stop on the night. See the Napa Chevrolet taking the descent down pit road. Easily not even bothering to save anything right now. You hear him shifting down to 4th, back up to 5th. Midway through the straightaway, Teasley trying to get as much out of the lap time as possible. So don't be expecting a little bit of extra in the tank here for the 33 Chevrolet.
Not today.
And how about this, Justin Lewis? I don't even think he's led a lap here tonight from Iowa.
Not yet. I don't think he has yet, but this is going to be this. I think he's going to get his first here very soon.
Played the long con on the strategy here tonight. Saved from the drop of the green flag. Looked, at points in the race absolutely horrible, but it was just because of how much time he was spending off the throttle and in the clutch. Lost a lot of time doing it. But, here's where that extra pit stop comes to bite people, on the tail. That 7 machine. Gonna be bad fast here. Got enough fuel to make it to the end. Dalton did not take tires on his stop. So he's not going to have the pace to really go out here and run these guys down, even though he does have the fuel to make it.
Down he goes. 186 out of 200. We're almost down to the last 10 laps in this race. And with almost 10 laps to go, I'm going to squeeze in one last word about our last sponsor here, Pinnacle Wraps, folks. Pinnacle Wraps, they are the official car wrap provider for the DV8 Racing League. With hundreds of eye-popping wraps that are already under their belt, Pinnacle continues to deliver some of the best custom liveries you're going to find on iRacing. Do not settle for the same old downloads from the web, folks. Drive Pinnacle, because when you drive Pinnacle, you drive distinction. Facebook.com/ePinnacle Wraps. That's Facebook.com/ePinnacle Wraps. If you want to look real good, super fresh out there on the track. 188, and Teasley is still out right now.
I'll tell you what, Teasley's probably wishing he had that fuel wire that Smokey Unic had back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. I would be too, you know. I'd be in this situation. I think I want any edge I could somehow get if it wasn't in the rule book at the time, obviously. At the time. If it wasn't in the rule book, I would try to get any edge I could possibly get. And right now, if I was Thad Teasley, well, I'd be begging for an edge.
Begging for something, but Thad Teasley signaling out the window. He's going to come down pit road here. You see him down the bottom of the track. Comes over the radio, same thing. Down
almost
into the
clipped by
box.
Justin Lewis.
Lewis going to get by quick there on the outside now. Justin Lewis, your race leader with 10 laps to go. And where have we heard that before? As we look at the fuel mileage there, looks like Justin just barely going to be able to squeak it across the line.
The good news for him, though, he does have a massive cushion between him and the 18 machine of Austin Call, and Austin Call is still back there with the clutch buried in second place. So I don't think Austin Call is still quite confident with the fuel numbers. Grab board with Lewis, and he's been running this thing pretty hard here this run. Still saving a little bit, though. You see the RPMs drop down on the tack there. Justin Lewis has worked a masterful race here today with just strategy in mind. And a caution-free race here from Iowa, too, for the J&M group. I mean, that's something special in its own right. Down through 3 and 4 for Justin Lewis, coming across the stripe here to take 7 laps to go.
That's right. We are in the to-go stages of this race now. Single digits left in the overall lap count, and everyone going around kind of knows how things are stacked up right now. I got to say that gap between him and Austin Call is definitely an insurmountable one, given how many laps we have left to go. This is feeling like it's just going to be Justin Lewis's race as he slams into the wall, bouncing off the wall a little bit. Not going to hurt his speed much, but Justin Lewis just needs to keep the wheels on the track now.
2.6 seconds between him and Austin Call. Lewis can pretty much limp it across the line out of 4 through 3 and 4 and still probably get the job done here tonight. 3 and 4 across the stripe here. 5 laps to go from Iowa.
And
Austin
this
Call.
is it. This is...
Putting a little bit of pressure. Drew Paleschi trying to pass here to retain one of his laps that he lost earlier here tonight. Austin Call going to let the 81 machine of Paleschi go as he worked down into 3. Ball to the bottom. Paleschi up to the outside. Across the stripe here at the start-finish line. Takes us to 4 laps to go, though. Justin Lewis still with the lead. And hopefully just enough fumes to get this thing across the line.
Four to go is quickly going to become 3 to go here at Iowa Speedway. Once again, the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series has put on a heck of a show here as we are looking to wrap things up. Everybody has gotten to the point where they're seeing they must be, getting dizzy with how much green flag racing we've had so far.
Turn 4 here. 2 laps to go for Justin Lewis. Is there enough left in the tank here for the 7 machine? Looks like it will be the case. Down to the bottom line through 1 and 2. I just can't get over it. You start these things off, you always expect chaos. You always expect carnage and wrecks. A lot of guys, go for that just send it mentality because there's going to be a caution at the end of the line. But right here, take the white flag to bring us home. It's been a caution-free race here, and Justin Lewis made the right gamble at the start to save as much as he could. Out of turn 2. Listen to that engine right now. Just hoping he's got enough to make it down the back straightaway and into 3. Makes it into 3. This race is going to be pretty much locked up. Car is still under power through 3. Out of turn 4. And to bring it home here in the Hawkeye State. Good clean exit. It's going to be Justin Lewis with the win at Iowa.
Good win. Solid win. You know, it felt almost like a moment of a stolen victory, but after how many laps Trevor Dalton led in tonight's race, you can see here on your screen, though, that Justin Lewis led only 14 laps out of this race. Trevor Dalton nearly taking it all, but the superior strategy, the superior timing, and ultimately the better car tonight came out on top. Justin Lewis, fantastic victory.
See Lewis with just enough fuel to burn it down here on the front stretch. You know, go out there and lead every lap that you want, but there's only one lap that matters. You got to set yourself up early if you want to win these things. You know, tonight, a bit of an outlier for the season. You know, it's been a year that's been kind of marred with a lot of cautions and wrecks and chaotic moments, but Justin Lewis saw what he needed to do. Trevor Dalton went out there, drove one heck of a race. You know, if we'd had a caution somewhere in the line, you know, he would have been definitely poised for a good chance at winning it. But, you know, who's to say, too, though, that Justin Lewis, Caldwell, I mean, they were both on aggressive strategies trying to save fuel. And who's to say that it would have turned up the same way? Either way, Joe, bring us in with the race results here.
I was about to say, look at this amazing burnout. I've been completely blown away by that so far. But right now, Justin Lewis, our race winner, burning it down. He's also going to be the top of the order here with Maxwell Caldwell in second, Austin Call in third, Trevor Dalton in fourth, Jonathan Castleberry in fifth, Andrew Pileshi in sixth, Thad Teasley in seventh, John Bradford in eighth, Ronnie Hurst in ninth, and Cale Peterson in 10th.
Coming home in 11th place, going to be the two machine of Todd Merkel with Jacob Prince coming home 12th. 13th goes to Joshua Yarborough with Drew Calvert and Bruno Latour running at the 15-car field.
And fastest guy in the race tonight, Maxwell Caldwell. Very, very fast driving out of him. Unfortunately, not enough to take it away from Justin Lewis, who took it away from Trevor Dalton. It was quite the 1-2 punch there, and we're going to get a chance to talk to him about that. Whoop! Something just blew up.
That's a race winner. But, you know, we'll need the engine next week. We're going to Vegas.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. They're going to new one by then. They're going to win a new engine in Vegas. We're going to start things off by talking to third place is Austin Call. Austin, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I've got you.
Hey, all right. Quite the race there. You led a couple of laps out of that, but you and the 1320 guys had a really good race tonight. You guys took the top four spots, or at least close to the top four spots by the end of the race. Tell me a little bit about your experience going around the fastest short track in the world. How was it for you?
Not very fast. Everybody had to back down the pace significantly, just because we only had two sets of tires, like 3 sets of tires total, including the ones that were on the start. So I was about to blow a tire at the end. I did blow a tire the first run, and that's why I pit about 3 or 4 laps earlier than I really wanted to. Like I still had 5 laps in the tank whenever I pit that first time. So that it was overwhelmingly tight. But I think that was more of a setup issue than anything Ronnie or Joshua did. Overall, though, fun race. I just wish I was able to extend that first run out a little bit more, because I think I would have kept in front of Maxwell at the end and gotten second.
Oh yeah. You had some very, very good, very, very good positioning earlier in the race, and then we did see you lose that position. I didn't realize that you lost a tire. That is that's wild. That we were seeing guys with some tire issues left and right tonight, but it sounds like you got some of the worst of it there. Are you looking forward to Vegas next week, my man?
Yeah, I think the tire wear should be a bit better there.
Yeah.
But I heard a lot of people blowing tires today. But next week, yeah, that shouldn't be as much of a problem. Vegas is one of my better mile and a halves, so I'm hoping just manage the points lead. I think Maxwell might have gotten 1 point on me because I think we both led a lap. So hopefully, and I think K-Spear was behind me. So I don't know. I don't know how the points will shake out this week, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be about the same as it was this week. So just manage the points lead and hopefully come away with a win next week.
You got it, my friend. You got it. All right. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank here?
I've got to thank my teammates, Justin, Maxwell, Andrew, Trevor, and Todd. They're always great to race with. Obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then whatever Todd finished today. That's always great. Got to thank the series sponsor, J&M Group, for sponsoring the league. And then thank my family, my grandma. She's watching, always watching these races.
That's wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, my friend, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.
All right. That was Austin Call. I'm going to pass things over to Sheldon Atkins, who's going to be talking with Maxwell Caldwell.
And sitting here with second place finisher here tonight, driver the '94 Chevrolet, Maxwell Caldwell. And first thing I got to ask you, we'll get the ugly out of the way to start with here, Max. I feel like tonight's probably gonna be one of those nights that feels like it got away from you a little bit. You finish, just a couple seconds back from your 1320 teammate Justin Lewis, but the wreck on pit road. Do you feel like if you could have just cleaned it up a little bit more, this could be a different story where everybody finished in tonight?
Do you want to know how close that really was to making it versus not? It was so close. And I had about a 4.5, close to 5-second gap on him before the pit stops. So that was definitely the difference maker. It doesn't help that I also overshot the stall just barely on that same stop. So it was all.
Don't worry, I did cover that too. I did cover that for you too.
It was disastrous. So outside of that, we had the right strategy. Tire wear was atrocious. I don't think there was a single pit stop I made for tires that the right front wasn't in the single digits on wear. So we literally maximized all 3 sets to their fullest extent tonight. Even ending the race here, my right front was at 9. So, used up absolutely everything we could in it. Luckily, we got to Austin Call there and had a good pace there in the race to catch back up to him. And for having a mistake as catastrophic as that was under green and to come back and recover for second, I can't really complain too much. But, yeah, like you said, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Ugh.
Well, with one that slipped out of your hands here tonight, over and done with, a great result from Iowa, though, nonetheless. How you feeling about your chances next week when we go dance with Lady Luck one last time this year?
What track are we at? I don't even remember.
Oh, Lady Luck is old Las Vegas.
50-50. That track is either really good for me or really bad, it seems. It depends on the package. It depends on what iRacing's got going with the tire model and things like that. There's been setups that I'm flat flying here, and then there's been some that I'm like, this car won't freaking steer. So it's all going to depend on the weather. It's going to depend on setup. It's going to depend on a lot of things. But overall, me and my teammates have noticed since NASCAR has updated this car, and especially since iRacing's updated it, tire wear is a lot bigger of a deal than it was in this car previously. So going to a track like Las Vegas could chew them up a little bit. It'll be very interesting to see how tire wear will play a factor in that one. And I don't know for day or night. I'm assuming that's going to be a night race. But if it's a day race, it could be pretty atrocious on tires. But should be fun nonetheless, multi-groove. If we can get the car to rotate the center and get off of turn 4. Turn 4 is a big trouble spot at that track. It feels like it's more banked than it really is, and it's a little bit flatter than you think it is. And depending on wind speed and everything else, it can be absolutely atrocious trying to get off turn 4 with any speed. So if you can learn how to master that, you should be pretty good next week. And my big deal is I finished ahead of guys that I needed 2 points wise. So that was big, but still got some grinding to go there.
Actually, definitely excited to see how Vegas turns out for the entire J&M group, especially you. That 94 machine's been pretty stout here in the past couple weeks. How you feeling about your championship hopes here as we start to get closer to that payday at the end of the season?
Like I said, chipped a few points off tonight, I think. I mean, it was massive. It was massive that I catch Austin Call and pass him there after that mistake. If he finished ahead of me, I mean, it's just he had the overall points win there for the season to give him those 10 bonus points. So we're trying to overcome that and chip away at that a little bit at a time. So we got 3 more races, I believe, to do it. So if we can get him to have one bad night, I really thought tonight was going to be the bad night for him, but he recovered very nice. Give us a couple more laps there, and I don't think he's sitting very nice. I think he barely finished before he got black flagged for the tire. So it's just going to take luck. And Case Beer, I thought he was about out of it, and he recovers for a top 5. So it's getting those guys. We're going to have a little bit of lady luck there. That 10-point deficit's just too hard to make up, I think, in 5 races with as small of a field as we had tonight and as tight of a field as we have in that top 3. It's just going to take a big act. And Justin winning races like he is just drawing him ever so closer to that battle. So we'll see how that plays out. These points might be actually tighter than I think they are going into next week. So we have a chance. We won it last season in the inaugural season, and I don't know why we can't go back-to-back. I really don't feel like having to get this belt in a box and ship it to nobody, so that's kind of my drive to keep on going. So pure laziness is my drive. But that belt's pretty, and I like it, and I want to keep it. And I'm about to tell Ronnie if I've got it 2 seasons in a row, he can buy a new belt for season 3, and I just keep that awesome one. It's pretty, so. But I also wouldn't mind having a second ring. So we'll see. It's steep competition, and when it's teammates, I mean, how much of an edge are you going to get on them when you're running similar strategies, got similar I rating, similar skill level? I mean, you're talking about inches here. I thought I did. I think we had some mess-ups earlier in the season. I'll try to resend that to you.
Max, congratulations on the second place tonight, and probably one of the best recoveries that we've seen in recent memory here on Grid Vision. Who do you want to thank and shout out for the stellar night from Iowa?
Man, first and foremost, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What a blessing it is to be able to come here on Monday nights, unwind with some good friends. That's the big thing about it. We're all good friends at the end of the day here, and get to just have fun, laugh, race a little bit, get a workout in. I'm pretty sure my watch said I hit my move goal while I was racing as much as we were yanking on the wheel all night. So I guess I burned a few calories doing that. But thankful to be here. It's a true blessing to run with these guys. Got to thank J&M Industrial Group, man, for putting this league on. We couldn't do all this fun on Monday nights without them and their support. So thankful for them. Merkel Racing Engines for being on the hood. Todd Merkel, a long time sponsor of this car. So sponsored me before the rest of the team. Now he pretty much sponsors the whole team. So it's good to always get him up here on the broadcast and get him shout outs. He does a lot of work and does a lot of behind the scenes stuff to help some leagues run really smooth, and it's no different here. He's like the old man with words of wisdom we kind of listen to every now and then. So thankful for his support. The teammates, Justin, Austin, Trevor, Todd, and Andrew. Some of them just had some bad strategy calls tonight, but I mean, Andrew, even with having to pit an extra time, still finished a 6th after getting doored at the very beginning, going through the grass, half spinning. I mean, what a recovery there. So kudos to him on that. If it wasn't for that, he would have been a threat for this win tonight, I'm pretty sure. So thankful for those guys, though, and their support and the fun we have. And then finally got to thank the league admins for putting this on. I know Ronnie and Josh put in tremendous amounts of work to make this all run the way it is. And our numbers are down, especially since these playoffs have started. But, man, I've never been in a league that pushed full fields and sent people home as many weeks in a row as they did. So I want to get back to that. That's a lot of fun. And then you guys up in the booth, last but not least, I mean, out of all the leagues I run, y'all have a tremendously professional broadcast. And y'all do a great job. It's always fun getting to go back and watch these when I'm able to. And I don't know, this one might hurt to go back and watch, though, knowing that all night long I knew I had the car. I'm going to kick myself in the rear on that one. But, hey, second place, if I had to recover, it's the next best position. Let's move on to Vegas, and let's be one step forward on the podium here.
Well, congratulations on the runner-up here tonight. I'm going to hand it back on over to Joe LaCastro with Justin Lewis, our race winner.
You got it, my man. Hello, Justin Lewis. Can you hear us up here in the booth?
Yeah, Max over here talking your ear off. I never thought I'd get up here.
Well, he had a lot of great things to say, but now we want to hear what you have to say, my man. You had quite the end of this race, especially became your moment. Talk to me about when you realized this was going to be in the bag for you.
Not from lap 1, but I knew I had a good shot at it. I mean, like we kind of knew. I thought Trevor would have known the same thing, but Trevor's notorious for like, I'm going to give it 100% from the green flag and go from there. But off speed, he's usually very good. It's just so hard to judge it. Like, I could have also ran that hard, but I was worried about the tires. I think I saved a little too much the first run, but I didn't save the fuel with it. Does that make sense? I was a little worried about that. Mm-hmm. But then the second round, I tried to pick up the fuel saving and the tire saving, and I got a little farther. And then I was mainly worried about Max going too far and stretching me out farther and getting the new tires sooner because he was out there ahead of us by like 5 seconds at that last pit stop. So I don't know. I seen that he fenced it. I look like I was at the broadcast playing above me, and I look up and I see him in the barrel. So I'm like, well, that helps. So I just kind of
Yeah.
like, well, Trevor. There's no way Trevor could make it. I thought Thad was about out too. Like I didn't know how he was going to be. So I was kind of like, well, I think we get by Austin here and we might be able to just maintain. And that's pretty much what the goal was, to just kind of keep it on all fours, not in any crap. And if they go green like this is usually where my downfall is on the strategy calls. So it was nice to get one. Finally claim my short track king status again for once. I feel like we've had a lot get away this season. So yeah, it wasn't bad. I prefer the old Iowa over this one. This one seems like it's kind of boring, but all in all, this car's been boring lately. Just can't do a lot with it passing wise, and the aero package is kind of ASS in my opinion. So you really got to work for the clean air. But just trying to stay relevant in this thing has been my task for really the last couple of months. I mean, I say we, but I've really struggled to keep the pace on here, and winning on Monday really helps me out on the other league I run on Wednesdays. So hopefully we can carry that momentum over there and then just get a streak rolling for us.
A streak would be great. You guys did great tonight. You had a fantastic showing here at the beginning of the race, at the end of the race. 1320 has been very, very, I'm going to use the word dominant. We've been throwing it around a lot, but you guys have been a very dominant force here. Trevor Dalton, wow, what a race out of him. But you managed to just out-strategize there at the very, very end. And, well, it all paid off for you, my man. Tell me about tires. Did you run into any tire problems during the race? We had guys mentioning that, we had blown tires. Austin Call lost a tire at least once. Any tire issues for you?
No, not really. I mean, in practice, I really was cooking the tires, so I figured like I was going to just set a pace that I felt like wasn't eating the right front tire off the car, and I was going to ride with it. And if you didn't notice at the beginning of the race, I fell from like 3rd to like 10th or something like that, and just kind of hung out because I just didn't want to burn it up. So,
okay.
Really, I saved too much the first run. I was actually debating if I even wanted to change tires at all because of the 2-set deal. So, I was like, man, do I want to risk it? But I'm glad I took it just because it ultimately worked out at the end. Usually that's how I'll mess it up, and then I'll drive too hard and burn the other setup anyway, and then burn the next setup anyway. It never gets me where I want to go. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was like 40, I think it was 39% on my first set. So, because at the end when I realized how good I was doing saving a little tire, and I was just passing people like with no issues. So I was like, okay, maybe we should pick it up a little bit. And then that's where I got to like 39. I think the second one was like 30. And then the last stint there, I just checked when I got out of the car. I think I was at 20 on the right front. So we did the right way. We went the wrong way technically on the tire wear, but when you're getting toward the end of the race, you always pick your pace up a little bit anyway. So really the whole race is about saving the tire more than the fuel to me. But I felt like if I was doing like a older Kevin Harvick deal at Old Atlanta, if that makes sense. Like I was lifting dang near past the front stretch start-finish line and about halfway down the back stretch, and just kind of coasting it in there, trying to save that right front. Because, the more brake you use, the hotter the tire's going to get. So I was trying to throw everything I could to see how it was working. And, early it was really devastating to see everybody fly by. But toward the end of those runs where the pit stops were coming, I was like eating people up going in the entry and just driving by and doing that. So kind of learned a lot. Again, I can't save tire for crap in this car all of a sudden. So we're still working on that. But third one of the year, first one of the playoff, or the chase, whatever you want to call this thing.
Yeah.
We're making progress. Needed to be a little better points day to get kind of closer to Max in Austin. But I think we've made our groundwork the best we could. So.
All right, my man. Well, you've got a lot going on for the team. The team has got a lot of, like you said, groundwork laid. Is there anyone you want to thank or shout out to here for your great drive tonight for this win?
Yeah, first and foremost, J&M Group for putting on the broadcast for us, and Ronnie and Josh, and you guys for running this thing, keeping the show rolling. Without any of them, we wouldn't have a league to come to on Monday, and I'd be, I guess, loving my wife on Monday night without this, so,
instead of doing
Yeah.
sim racing.
yeah. So, other than that, yeah, I mean, the team did good. 13-20. We're just gonna show up and try to ball out on Mondays, and 9 times out of 10, that usually goes that direction. So, if we could translate what we do here to our Wednesday night deal, I'm pretty happy. But it just seems like no matter what I do, at least over there, I'm getting my beat to hell. So
Oh no.
I could run in the top 5 for 90% of the race, get murdered. I
Oof.
could lead the race and just straight up get beat off some dumb or netcode. It's been, or beat myself. I've done that a time or two over there too. So we're deep buried on that side, but that ain't your guys' call. I wish you could be over there. Their broadcast is pretty decent too, but I don't think anything beats you guys. You guys kill it. So yeah, I don't know where we're at next week. I don't know where you're at next week. Where we're at next week, but I think it's
Las Vegas. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we run the actual Cup Series on Wednesdays, so like the Cup Series schedule, that is, and we run like whatever runs Sunday, we run the next Wednesday, and yeah, that race was one of the worst races of my life. It's one of those where I was running 15th on pace, could not figure it out. Dirty air was horrible. This was a daytime race, and I got killed for running 15th. I lifted trying to save a little tire and paid the price for it. So yeah, Vegas is not my friend right now. So hopefully we
Wow.
can turn that around.
We'll see,
Usually
dude. I sure hope so.
Usually over here we get been around a lot of these guys more. That deal over there is like insanely competitive. Like it's like a top split race dang near every time you get in that thing. So I ain't saying we can't do it. I mean, I won a top split Kansas race the other day, so we're feeling froggy. I feel like I just flipped my luck a little bit. We're winning where we didn't want to. I'm winning official races and crapping out in the leagues. So I'd rather be doing good in the leagues. So yeah, all in all, not bad. Just like I said, we'll see if we can keep digging. And the goal is to beat the 94 and the 18 really every week right now, just to keep a friendly rivalry together. But we got them this week. We just got to carry it on.
All right, carry it on. That's what I like to hear, my friend. Well, we're going to carry on, and we're going to go ahead and get things wrapped up here. But it was great talking to you, and hopefully we'll be able to see you in Victory Lane again real soon.
I hope so, boys. We'll hopefully yell at you later.
All right, Justin, take care.
You too, buddy. See you guys.
See you later. And folks, that is going to bring us to the end of tonight's broadcast as we approach the natural conclusion. Sheldon, how you feeling after all that?
2 weeks in a row, 2 long green flag runs, and by long green flag runs, I mean entire races under green to determine everything. So J&M Group really going to work and putting together some good racing when it matters the most here in the championship rounds to finish out the season. And I mean, look, Trevor Dalton went out there, dominated tonight, but Justin Lewis had the strategy figured out and played it to a T. You sometimes go down Benefield. Sometimes you get that here in big time sim racing. But what a great night of racing we saw here tonight from Iowa, and definitely looking forward to seeing what these guys bring to the table next week at Vegas.
That's right, my friend. I loved Las Vegas. I loved that mile and a half. It's going to be fun to see that and to see them go around there. So let's get ready to gamble everything at Sin City next week, folks, on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. But right now, here live from virtual Iowa Speedway, we are going to wrap things up. So from the entire Grid Vision team, folks, we want to thank you for watching and participating in the chat when you did. For more information on getting your league broadcaster supported by gridvision.live, hit us up on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live. Big special thank you goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams, who provides the beautiful Whiplash cameras, the beautiful cameras that we use on all of our Grid Vision broadcasts here. And congratulations once more to Justin Lewis on winning tonight's race from Iowa Speedway. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on the grid.